Hello students, welcome to this video on how to write a biographical sketch. First of all, what is a biographical sketch? A biographical sketch is a brief life history of a person written by somebody else in the third person. What are the key points we have to remember while writing a bio sketch? Students, what is a bio sketch? First of all, it is a brief life history of a person written in the third person by somebody else. So this is what is called a biographical sketch. And what are the key points we have to remember while writing a biographical sketch? Let us try to analyze them. First of all, to write a biographical sketch, some details are given in the examination. Based on the details, we have to write about that person. First of all, before we start writing, we have to understand what is that person. That means whether he is a cricketer, whether he is a teacher, whether he is a scientist, whether he is a social worker, we have to understand first of all. Then, what is his or her full name? If they give in the hints, we can write it. Or if you know that name, full name of that person, you can write it. Otherwise, you can ignore it, you can leave it, no problem. And that person's date of birth and place of birth. That means when he was born and where he was born. So you have to mention those details also in the bio sketch of a person. And then his or her parentage or the family details. That means who his parents are and his family details also we have to mention in the biographical sketch of a person. And information about his studies or education. That means where he studied, where he completed his schooling, where he completed his graduation, or where he studied. Those details also we have to mention in the bio sketch of a person. And then his or her, that person's career and achievements. That means what job did he do in his life, or what professions did he take up in his life, and what were his achievements, what great things that person has achieved in his life. So we can mention those things. And next one, awards and rewards he or she, that means that person has received in recognition of his achievements. And then his or her details of death, that means when that person died, where he died. So you can mention those details also in the bio sketch of a person. Not that all the points are included in the hints provided to write a bio sketch of a person. Sometimes only some of these may be given in the examination. If you know some more information about that person, you can add it. Otherwise, you can write about that person based on the hints given in the question paper. Now, let us move on to the next slide. Here, I have prepared some hints based on the profile or bio sketch of Dr. C.V. Raman. First of all, what are the points that are included in the clues? For example, number one, name. Here, name of that person. What is the name of that person? Dr. C.V. Raman. C.V. Raman. What is he? A great Indian scientist. So, person's name is there. And what is he? What is that person? Both are given here. And C.V. Raman, the full name is not given. If you know it, you can mention it. Otherwise, you can ignore it. No problem. And birth, that means the birth details of C.V. Raman, when he was born and where he was born. 7th November 1988, Tiruchirappalli. So, date and place of birth are also given here. Next, parents. Father, who was his father? What was his father? A school teacher. And what was his mother? A learned woman. And then these are the details of his parents. And then education. what is his qualification, or what are his qualifications? MA in physics at the age of 18, first class. So these are the hints given here with regard to C.V. Raman's education. And then career. That means what job or jobs did he take up in his life, and what did he do in his life? Joined Department of Finance, Government of India. Then Professor of Physics at the University College of Science. So these are the points given with regard to his career, C.V. Raman's career. Next one, his achievements. What are his achievements? The Raman effect, February 28, 1928, an important discovery in the field of light, very important contributions in the field of electric conductivity of metals. So these are his achievements. And then honors and awards that he received. Elected Fellow of the Royal Society of London in 1924, Nobel Prize in Physics 1930, Bharat Ratna in 1954. So these are the awards or honors that C.V. Raman received in his life. And then death. When did he die, or when did he pass away? 21st November 1970. So these are the hints given here, or the clues given here. And now based on the clues, we have to write the bio sketch of Dr. C.V. Raman. How to write it? Based on each hint, we shall prepare some sentences. Now, what is the first hint given here? Name, Dr. C.V. Raman. First of all, as I have already mentioned, what is that person? First of all, we have to say, what is that person? A great scientist, Indian scientist, a great Indian scientist. So what we have to say, first of all, Dr. C.V. Raman is a great Indian scientist. So this sentence says what Raman is. And then what is his full name? What is his full name? If you know, if it is not given there, of course, but if you know it, you can mention it, no problem. What do you write? His full name is Chandrasekhara Venkata Raman. If you know it, you can mention, no problem otherwise. Then, next, what is the next third point? His or her date of birth and place of birth. What are the details given about his birth? Date of birth and place of birth. 7th November 1888, Tiruchirappalli. 7th November 1888, Tiruchirappalli. That means date is there, year is there, and place of birth is also there. So before you write the date of birth of a person, we have to write what we have to write? He was born on, so this is the standard phrase we have to write. On when 7th November, 1888. Of course, you can write he was born on, before date we have to write on 7th November. In 1888 you can write, otherwise if you don't want to mention that in, before that year, you can put a comma. Where he was born? In Tiruchirappalli, in Tamil Nadu. So this is the information given about his date of birth and place of birth. Next, parentage or the family details. That means details about his parents. What are the details given about his parents? Father, school teacher. So what do you say here? What do you write here? His father was a school teacher. What about his mother? What are the details given about his mother? Mother, a learned woman. What do you write there? Of course, you can continue. And his mother was a learned woman. Okay, we have mentioned about his parents, details of his parents. Then what are his educational qualifications, or what is his educational qualification? Next, MA Physics. That means he passed his MA in Physics in the first class. Age 18. That means actually passing MA in Physics at 18, it is actually having a degree at an early age. That's why we can write like this. Here, in the previous sentences, we have mentioned about his father and his mother, not about Raman. That's why we have to write, it is better to write the proper noun here. That means Raman instead of he. Raman passed his MA degree in which subject? In Physics. In the which class? First class. And early age of 18. Now we have finished the details about his educational qualifications also. Then career, what did he do? Which job did he take up after completing his MA? Joined the Department of Finance, Government of India. First, he joined the Department of Finance as an accountant in Calcutta. And then he worked as professor of physics at the University College of Science in Kolkata itself. So, what we can write here? Look at the hint given here. Joined Department of Finance, Government of India. That means, when did he join the Department of Finance? After passing his MA degree, Raman, or he, because Raman is already mentioned. He joined which department? Yes, the Department of Finance in the Government of India. And then what happened next? First, he joined in the Department of Finance in the Government of India and worked there for some time. Then what happened? Later, after some time, he gave up that job and he continued as a professor of physics at the University College of Science. So, later, he worked as a professor of physics at the University College in Calcutta. So this is the information about his career. And then what are his achievements? We have to write some sentences about his achievements based on the hints given here. If you know some extra information, you can add that one also. First of all, basically, what is his discovery? What are his achievements? The Raman effect. That is his first achievement, major achievement. When did he make that discovery? February 28, 1928. And an important discovery in the field of light. Actually, Raman, he did a lot of experiments on light. That means on the science of optics, we know. So what we have to say, the Raman effect, February 28, 1928, an important discovery in the field of light. So you can combine these two sentences, these 2 points as one. Raman made his discovery known as or called, what is it called? The Raman effect. When did he make it actually? On, let us look at the hint. 28th February 28, 1928. 28th 1928. And what is the other information given about it? An important discovery in the field of light. That means it is, that means Raman's discovery, the Raman effect, discovery of the Raman effect. It is an discovery in the field of light. We can mention that. And then, so this point is over. Next, very important contributions in the field of electrical conductivity metals. So Raman discovered not only the Raman effect, which is based on light. He made some other discoveries, important contributions in the field of electrical conductivity of metals. In other areas also, he did some research. That's why very important contributions in the field of electrical conductivity of metals. Who made these contributions? Raman. That's why Raman made some more important contributions. Contributions in which field? In the field of electrical conductivity of metals. So this is his another contribution. Then what did he do? These are his achievements. Okay. Now, honors and awards. For his great contribution to the field of optics or to the field of science, what are the honors or awards that C. Raman was conferred with, or that he received? Elected Fellow of the Royal Society of London in 1924. That means elected. He did not elect anybody else. He was elected. That means it is in passive voice actually. So that's why what we have to write, elected Fellow of the Royal Society of London. Who was elected? Raman. So Raman is already there. He was elected. How he was elected? A fellow of the Royal Society of London. In which year? In 1924. Okay. Then Nobel Prize in Physics 1930, Bharat Ratna in 1954. So these are the highest prizes or awards that he received in his life for his great contribution to the field of physics, science, otherwise. So before we mention the prizes that a person has received, we can write one standard sentence here. What is that standard sentence? For his great contribution to the field of, suppose you are writing the bio sketch of Kohli, a famous cricketer of India. What do you say? Suppose he has received the Rajiv Khel Ratna. What do you say? Before you mention the awards that he has received for his great contribution to the field of cricket. Suppose you are writing the bio sketch of Mother Teresa. What do you say? For her great contribution to the field of social service, like that, to the field of physics. Raman, yes. What happened? What are the awards that he received? Nobel Prize in Physics 1930. So you can write Raman was honored with, you can write, or was conferred with, you can write. Conferred with what? The Nobel Prize in Physics. In which year? In 1930. And then, so he was conferred with the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. Then he was also honored with Bharat Ratna. So of course, here also you can write, he was also conferred with, you can write, otherwise you can change the sentence also, no problem. He was also honored with Bharat Ratna. What is this Bharat Ratna? Bharat Ratna, in which year? In 19, what is the year mentioned here? 1954. So we can write like this. He was also honored with, or he was also conferred with the Bharat Ratna in 1954. And then death. See, when you mention the death of a person, especially a great one, a great person, personality, what we have to write? You should not simply write, he died on so and so date. You have to say, he passed away, he breathed his last. So you can write such sentences to mention about his death, that person's death. Raman passed away on, when did he pass away, when did he die? 21st November. In which year? In 1970. So as I have already said, if you want to mention in before a year, no need to put a comma. If you don't want to mention it, you can say, you can directly type or directly write 1970 or the year. So like this. So he was also honored with the Bharat Ratna in 1954, and Raman passed away on 21st November 1970. Like this, we can write some points with regard to making a biographical sketch of any great personality. First of all, bio sketch. First of all, you have to keep one phrase here as the title. Bio sketch of. Suppose you are writing the bio sketch of Dr. Nelson Mandela. You have to write bio sketch of Dr. Nelson Mandela. You have to keep that title there first of all. Or suppose you are writing the bio sketch of Mother Teresa. What do you say? Bio sketch of Mother Teresa, like that. And after that, you can write the biographical details of that personality based on certain details. What are the details that you have to necessarily include? What is that person? To which field does he belong? Then that person's full name, if it is given, or if you know it, you can mention. And the person's date of birth and place of birth, that means where he was born, when he was born, and where he was born. When you write the date of birth of that person, we have to say he was born on, she was born on. You have to mention the date, and before the year you can write in. If you don't want to write in, you can put a comma also, and you can mention the place of birth also. And then about his parents and family details, you have to write in that bio sketch. And information about his studies, education, qualifications, whatever you call it. Next, about his career and achievements, you have to mention some points. And awards and rewards that he or she has received or conferred with. And then finally, the details of his death. That means when that person passed away or when he breathed his last. So like this, we have to write a biographical sketch based on the hints or clues given in the question paper. And you did not give any extra information. You have to confine your bio sketch based on the details given in the question paper. And if you know some additional points, you can mention them. Otherwise, no need to bother. You can just write any 10 to 12 sentences in the examination to get the full marks. I hope all of you have understood how to make a biographical sketch. Thank you all for viewing this video. If you like it, do press the subscribe button so that you may get instant alerts on your mobiles or devices, and then share this video to your friends also so that they may also know about these things. Thank you all for viewing this video. Thank you.